15 things you didn't know about Coca-Cola. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to another amazing video. Today we're finding out more about one of the most iconic brands in the world, Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola Company was established in Atlanta, Georgia 130 years ago in 1886. It was originally patented as a medicinal tonic, but it was later marketed as a soft drink in order to reach more people. It's now the biggest selling soft drink in the world, dominating the beverage market in nearly every country, and all with its top secret formula kept firmly under wraps. Because Alux.com is dedicated to becoming the world's best resource on the world's most famous brands, we had to dig deeper into arguably the world's most famous. Here are 15 things you didn't know about Coca-Cola. Number 1. Coca-Cola was originally developed as an alternative to morphine. The creator of Coca-Cola, John Pemberton, was a former colonel in the American Civil War and had been left injured and addicted to morphine. He created Coca-Cola as an alternative medicine, and so registered French wine Coca Nerve Tonic in 1885, beginning to sell the product at pharmacies. Pemberton claimed that the tonic would cure headaches, impotence, and indigestion as well as morphine addiction. Number 2. The only two countries where Coca-Cola isn't sold are Cuba and North Korea. Cuba has been under a trade embargo from the US since 1962, and despite negotiations becoming more fluid under President Obama, the embargo remains. As a result, Coca-Cola can't be brought into Cuba officially, though some claim that they still see it sold on the black market. North Korea is slightly different than that, and it lives in its own anti-American bubble, so the ultimate all-American beverage is unlikely to go down very well on their supermarket shelves. Number 3. It would take 9 years for someone to try every drink under the Coca-Cola name. Coca-Cola has developed many different versions of their famous drink: vanilla, diet, zero, etc. They also own various other drink brands that retail throughout the world, including Fanta, Minute Maid juices, and Sprite. If you drank one a day, it would take you an incredible 9 years to try everything on Coca-Cola's portfolio of over 3,500 beverages. Number 4. A 30% stake in Coca-Cola was bought for $500 in 1888. It was clear within 2 years of Coca-Cola coming onto the market that it was a potentially very lucrative product, so Pemberton entered into a partnership with 3 different businesses. One deal was between Pemberton's son Charlie and a company called Walker, Chandler & Co. The company paid $500 for their 30% stake, which equates to $12,500 in today's money. This stake, however, didn't mean that Walker, Chandler & Co. were allowed to retail their commercial versions of the drink under the name Coca-Cola. They could only use the names Yum Yum or Coke. Number 5. Mexicans drink more Coca-Cola than any other nation in the world. The average Mexican drinks 745 bottles of Coke a year, whereas the average American drinks 405. These two nations are the most significant consumers by quite a long way, with the next nation, Canada, consuming just 259 bottles per person. Coca-Cola is the least popular drink in India and China, where people drink on average 12 and 38 bottles a year, respectively. Number 6. We have Coca-Cola to thank for our bearded, red-suited image of Santa. Coca-Cola began to advertise at Christmas in the 1920s, a time that was previously very slow for sales. They used various images of Santa, but the favorite was Haddon Sundblom's image of a fat, jolly Santa that we all recognize today. Though it seems natural now, this was the first time that Santa was represented in this particularly friendly way. Number 7. Coca-Cola is worth more than Budweiser, Subway, Pepsi, and KFC combined. Some brands that we see as huge and globally dominant are dwarfed when compared to Coca-Cola. 96% of the world recognize the Coca-Cola logo. The brand has more monetary value than Costa Rica as an entire nation, and the brand as a whole is worth $74 billion. In some regions of the world, the drink has become a substitute for water. Number 8. Coca-Cola had a complicated relationship with the Nazi Party. Coca-Cola didn't suspend its German operations when the Nazi Party were at large, and many of their top executives were members of Hitler's party. Fanta was created particularly for the German market during the Second World War because the German Coca-Cola plants couldn't get their hands on the right ingredients during wartime. Number 9. Lawsuits have been brought against Coca-Cola for corrupting water supplies. Coca-Cola have been accused of degrading water supplies in 3 regions of India, Colombia, Turkey, and Guatemala, to name a few. Various action groups have accused Coca-Cola of dehydrating the areas that they moved their manufacturing to, making it impossible for local people to farm or find safe drinking water. In response to this, Coca-Cola have established a water efficiency program, claiming that they will reduce the water they need to make their product by 27%. Number 10. 3 people have tried to sell Coca-Cola's secret formula to Pepsi. 3 people in the United States wrote to PepsiCo, claiming that they have very detailed and confidential information about Coca-Cola's secret formula. Rather than try to get the information from them, PepsiCo reported it to both Coca-Cola themselves and the FBI. The FBI started to pursue the case, posing as Pepsi and offering the 3 scammers manila envelopes of money for their secrets. Number 11. Coca-Cola has to have a special deal with the Drug Enforcement Agency, or DEA. The manufacturing of Coca-Cola does require dried cocoa leaves to be imported from Peru, which they extract the cocaine from and sell it to a pharmaceutical manufacturer. They are the only company in the USA who are legally allowed to purify cocaine for medicinal use, so they have a very special arrangement with the DEA. Many have heard that Coca-Cola used to contain a percentage of cocaine in its recipe, but the company still has a need for the cocoa leaves it's derived from. Number 12. Every American World War II soldier received discounted bottles of Coca-Cola. The president of Coca-Cola in 1941, when America joined the Second World War, said that every man in uniform gets a bottle of Coca-Cola for 5 cents, wherever he is and whatever it costs the company. This was his way to try and support the war effort, but it wasn't as altruistic as it appears. By making sure Coca-Cola would be given to troops overseas, Coca-Cola had already cemented its place in the foreign market, so they could continue to do business in new territories. Number 13. There's only one country in the world where Coca-Cola can be rivaled by any other soft drink. In Scotland, another drink can compete with Coca-Cola. Iron Brew, an orange-flavored drink that's often described as Scotland's second national drink, the first being whiskey, is immensely popular throughout the UK, but particularly in Scotland. It's been manufactured since 1901 and sells in equal numbers to Coca-Cola in Scotland. Number 14. Coca-Cola developed a vending machine that would raise prices on hot days. Coca-Cola sure does love a marketing opportunity, and they're certainly not afraid to be a bit sneaky about pushing their product. In 1999, it was reported by the New York Times that the Coca-Cola Company had spent more than a year developing vending machines that would automatically raise the prices of their drinks on warmer days, when the desire for a cold drink is much higher. Pepsi responded with a serious burn, claiming that they would never dare to introduce anything similar because machines that raise prices in hot weather exploit consumers who live in warm climates. Number 15. The Pepsi Challenge, which claimed to beat Coca-Cola, is technically very flawed. Pepsi created the Sip Test campaign in 1975, running it for many years in an attempt to prove that Pepsi tastes better than Coca-Cola. However, a 2005 book by Malcolm Gladwell delved further into the campaign and discovered that tasters will always prefer the sweeter drink on a first sip, regardless of whether they would actually prefer it over the course of an entire can. If you want to find out what else Pepsi have done to try and overtake Coke in the soft drink market, check out our video 15 Things You Didn't Know About Pepsi. Coca-Cola is such a ubiquitous part of our daily lives that it almost blends into the background. We're surrounded by vending machines, branded cups, and bright red cans everywhere we go. But Coca-Cola clearly haven't always played by the rules to achieve this level of success. Arguably one of the most controversial companies in the world, Coca-Cola is no doubt going to continue to dominate the soft drink market, and they really don't give a damn what anyone else says about them. What do you think of Coca-Cola's aggressive marketing tactics? Do you think that all is fair in commerce, or do you think they should play fair? Oh, you're still here? Well, here's another fact about the world's most famous soft drink. Coca-Cola has been offered the purchase of Pepsi 3 times but never taken it up. The offers were made between 1922 and 1933, and no one really knows why Coca-Cola didn't buy their competitor out. Maybe they like to have a horse to race against. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.